Quick one, nothing here is financial advice. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research or speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Enjoy the episode and like and subscribe.
GM and welcome back to the channel. Now in this video, we have a major update for Unstoppable. They have a load of new features live and kicking and a lot coming up in Q3, which we're going to cover here and give you a bit of a refresher on. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video we did last summer, do check that out. We'll make sure it's linked at the end of this video, as it will bring you up to speed with all of the features and the kind of ethos behind Unstoppable. Now, it's called Unstoppable by name and by nature due to the fact they deploy immutable smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain via Arbitrum, and you have the security, decentralization, and self-custody of your funds, the main benefits of DeFi, but with a SEX-like feel. What do I mean by that? We're talking about advanced order types. We're talking about not just a spot DEX, but now a margin DEX as well, which is brand new and live to the public. And coming on top, as you can see from the imagery in the background here, all of this experience encapsulated within a mobile app. So as it says, integrated margin trading, single-sided LPing, instant fiat on and off ramping, a mass adoption friendly app. Sounds pretty damn good to me. So we've previously run through the Unstoppable DEX in my last video. We're going to do a bit of show and tell on this in just a moment. So trading on chain, fully decentralized, keep your funds in your own wallet, all those key benefits, but with a lot of cool advanced order types. We'll go into that in just a moment. They have built out the margin DEX as well, which is now live. So you can actually trade margin, i.e. the similar experience to perps, going long and short, a variety of assets, all on chain yet again. And we're nearing the integration of this, the Unstoppable Bridge, which will be a fiat or real world to blockchain world kind of rails, or bridging TradFi to crypto, however you want to see it. And this comes off the back of some recent news around their VASP license. We'll talk about that in just a moment and how this is going to be a fully regulated entity and a potential route to market for TradFi and a load of cool products and services they'll be able to offer, like trading of Forex, commodities, and a lot more. And this will be encapsulated within the Unstoppable mobile wallet. We're just going to have all the key security features up to date via your mobile, fully secured, yet allow you to be trading on the go, earning on the go, and all that good stuff. So plenty to go through here, so let's dive on in. Now a quick one on the main menu. What I like is they've done a recent update here to the actual website, so a real refresher. You can see this kind of cypherpunk background on here with tons and tons of information. So do give this a read through, show your friends, show your family, etc. And what you can do is actually toggle this from the main over to the pro version. So if you're in with the crypto lingo like myself, you can read through the pro version, or you have the kind of normie friendly here on the main. So toggle that across depending on your experience levels. So let me just minimize myself down a little bit as we go through the main features here. As you can see from the menu, spot DEX. We did run through this last time, but definitely worth a look at the new UI here, and also just to familiarize yourself with the various advanced order types available. We have the margin DEX and the earn as well. So an earn region where you can add single-sided liquidity for these assets here and earn on your holdings a very modest rate there. This of course is connected to the Arbitrum blockchain. I've got my MetaMask enabled up here. So if you want to give this a test run, connect your wallet up, standard processes apply, but you will need funds on Arbitrum. So here we are on the spot DEX. So what's the secret sauce behind this? Where are they getting the liquidity for these trading pairs from? You can select your various tokens you wish to buy on here, or come across and type in what you wish to purchase. So say RAM for Ramses. How are they getting the liquidity here? Well, essentially what they've become here is an aggregator of the aggregators. So tapping the liquidity of all of the exchanges that reside on Arbitrum mainnet, meaning that for the end user, they're going to source you the best possible route to execute your trade. So it would actually make a lot of sense if you are trading on Arbitrum to be coming to Unstoppable to process any of your trades, as this will find you the best routes. And if you're BDI'd, you will also see currently they are waiving fees on here as well. So this will definitely get you the best bang for your buck as of right now. So that is a bit of alpha. Now, in terms of the order types here, we have a simple swap. We do have as well these advanced orders such as limit orders. So whereas the swap is a simple market order, you're buying instantly or selling instantly, The limit order is obviously where you can set a price point at which you wish to purchase or sell a various token. So if we just pull up the ETH to USDC chart here, if you wanted to limit buy at a lower price, maybe you think price is going to come and tickle this wick. On the UI itself, you can just click on the chart around 34, 32 there, and it will populate the price on here. So you're wishing to buy ETH at that price point, and we're paying in USDC, as you can see at the bottom down here. So set your limit orders, potentially set your stink bids, that kind of stuff. And to process a transaction, all you need to do is approve and then confirm in wallet. So two-step process as per any swapping you're probably doing on an L1 or L2. Now, what's more is we have DCA functionality as well. So you can specify what you wish to buy, how frequently. Is that going to be once a week, a day, maybe hourly, or by the minute? So you can pretty much DCA in and DCA out into any of these tokens across Arbitrum's network. So this is a real string to the bow. So say we wanted to buy something over a 90-minute time frame. You'd set it up as follows, very easy to follow along with. Look how intuitive this is. I want to buy, very simply and explicitly stated, I want to buy ETH every single minute for 90 times, i.e. 90 minutes with your balance here. So maybe it's USDC. It's going to tell you the fee, currently waived yet again. So the fee for this would be 0.1%, but they're waiving the fee right now. So just think about the exchange everyone knows of note right now, which is of course Jupiter on Solana. All these features here on Unstoppable as well. It then states the amount allocated per transaction and the total allocation. Again, you approve this in wallets and confirm the transaction as well. So on certain tokens on Arbitrum, on their native DEXs, you haven't got the ability to make limit orders. And you definitely can't do DCA on a lot of them either. So this definitely adds a string to the bow, and I think will be a popular place for people to be trading tokens on Arbitrum as a result of these advanced order types. Now, what's even cooler as well, we have trailing stops. So what is a trailing stop order? Well, this essentially trails behind the current market price by the set percentage that you set. So say this is 15%. It's going to follow the price of ETH up and set a limit order 15% behind that. So the idea here is that as the price of ETH goes up, hopefully it's just making some shallow little pullbacks and then continuing higher if we're in a bull market and a bull trend. But if the kind of structure starts to break and you have a deeper retracement from the high, if the retracement is deeper than 15%, you'd be selling at 15% from the highest price point ETH touched. So this again is a very cool technique you can use to limit the drawdowns on your portfolio. And this is the type of advanced feature you see on centralized exchanges, but you can't seem to get your hands on with indexes. So this, again, another string to the bow here for Unstoppable. What's more, they're soon to be rolling out a referrals program as well. So you will be able to refer your mates to this exchange and show them where they can get the best bang for the buck and also earn a little bit off that as well. Let's move on to the margin DEX. So this is a brand new release. They recently actually had a trading competition for people to test this out. They got some very valuable feedback from this, have made some UI improvements as a result as well, but everything went swimmingly well. So now we have the full public release on Arbitrum mainnet here. What you have to do is connect your wallets, but deposit your funds into the margin account. So you would click on the deposit button and then transfer your funds in that you wish to trade with. Maybe it would be USDC. Now within the UI here, select the pair you wish to trade, whether you want to go long or short on this asset. And on here, you can see a borrow rate. So this is not a synthetic leverage position like you would see on a typical perps platform, but this margin DEX works almost like a leverage spot position. So this means you are borrowing from a pool of assets to get your specified amount of leverage. And this is why you're paying the borrow rate. So this means we're not paying a funding rate, that little tax you pay every 8 hours on a typical exchange that eats away at your profits. But you know here you have the transparency of what is the current borrow rate. It's around 3.5% annualized, and you're paying that to borrow the margin you wish to gain leverage. So on here, you would select your position size. So say we're going to be longing some ETH. And then with the leverage slider, you can slide this on up. So maybe you want to get 2x worth of leverage, thus to get exposure to a position size of around 1750, which is half an Ethereum right now. You would need to post collateral of half that amount, 877, as we're using the 2x lever here. This goes all the way up to 5x. But disclaimer for the degens out there is a degen mode. If we toggle that, you can go all the way up to 10x leverage, which of course, as you will see from the liquidation price moving bottom left-hand corner there, it's going to mean that you're going to get liquidated on a pretty shallow move down. So how this operates is that the exchange here is going to use those borrowed funds to source you the best liquidity across the various platforms for exchange on Arbitrum to source you the best bang for your buck and buy you that spot position that you've specified. This, of course, borrows those funds from the LPs. We'll go into the earn section in just a moment, but you can see this is borrowing funds to get this spot margin exposure. You can see down here, your liquidation price will be present. The fee currently being waived, yet again, a bit of a promo on, but it would typically be 0.05%. Now the fees generated from the trading, these would go to the UND, the Unstoppable token holders, specifically those who are staking the tokens. And some portion would also be redirected to protocol growth. Now this means that the trading fees are going to stakers, protocol growth, and not actually to the LPs. As we saw earlier, the LPs are being paid via the borrow rate. So this makes it quite a bit different from many of the on-chain perps protocols you see out there. And this simplistic design gives it quite a few key benefits. There's no open interest caps as a result of this. But you will see at the bottom right hand corner, there is an available liquidity amount. So based on the amount of LP provided, the protocol here does not need to balance longs and shorts like other protocols do. The borrow rates are adjusted on a block by block basis, reactive, of course, to the amount of utilization. That one-time fee, which as we saw is currently free, replaces the funding fee. So this is going to be better for punters. And due to the way that this is set up, borrowing those funds, it means that all positions are 100% backed by underlying spot. This, of course, is all verifiable on chain, so no funny business going on in the background. And we don't have the dynamic like on other venues where traders and LPs are actually trading against one another. So a very interesting way of doing things here. You'll also see on here, you have cross trading pairs. So we have ETH BTC, a very popular trading pair, live on here. You can long or short that if you so wish. And what you can also do here is long your longs. In essence, you can use your, say, ETH collateral to long even more ETH. Then for those who wish to go short, you can also do that on here as well. Pretty self-explanatory. Then maybe for those of us who aren't as degenerates, you can still earn off of these margin traders by actually coming to the earn vaults here and supplying some of the collateral they wish to borrow for their positions. So we have three collateral types here: wrapped ETH, wrapped BTC, and USDC. And you'll be able to receive real yield by depositing into these various vaults, as you'll be receiving the borrow rate that the traders are going to be paying. So single-sided LPing here, no impermanent loss either. And you have the safety here of their liquidation engine, which we'll mention in just a moment, which factors into this. Do you want to go into the base vault? You receive a lower APY, but you're not exposed to as much risk, the kind of backstop of the safety module. If you do actually want to go into that, you get the higher APY, but you do become a first line of defense if the liquidation engines start to fail and there's losses to the protocol. So for those of you who want to remain neutral to trade outcomes, but want to earn some extra APY on collateral, you can check this out and simply deposit. And then if you've deposited in here, approve, confirm, and then withdraw as well from the vault also. The pool sizes here obviously dictate the amount of leverage that can be achieved by users of the platform, as these are the borrow funds you'll be using to buy a leveraged spot position. So let's touch upon the liquidation engine. So when you have margin involved, you need to ensure that the protocol solvency does not come into question by having a very sound liquidation engine. And Unstoppable have a 4-pronged attack here to ensure protocol solvency and to stop bad debt from occurring. So the first line of defense here is the liquidation engine provided by Unstoppable themselves. They have an off-chain engine monitoring all positions 24/7, 365. If a position exceeds the maximum leverage allowed, then that position will be automatically liquidated. The second line of defense here is then the external liquidators, so open sourced for third parties to use. So if you've got a liquidation bot, well, then you can get yours set up here. This opens things up for anyone with said bot to be able to liquidate a position. Third line of defense, we have the Chainlink smart contract automation. This system powered by Chainlink nodes and yet again adds another safety mechanism to the liquidation engine. Then the fourth and final line of defense is the safety module. So this is provided by the liquidity providers, as we touched on earlier. You can supply your LP, that single-sided LP, to a more high-risk vault to receive higher APY by being the kind of last line of defense if bad debt does accrue. So this means your tokens could be on the chopping block as a result, but this will ensure the smooth continual running of the protocol. But if this does get triggered, the creation of new margin positions on the DEX will be halted at that point until this bad debt is identified and corrective action taken. So LPs have to make a decision there. Do they want to go with the high risk or low risk tranche and weigh up that risk reward? Do you want higher APY but the potential for your collateral to be used in the worst case scenario of the safety module being triggered? But that four-pronged defense there looks pretty formidable, and you wouldn't expect anything less from the team at Unstoppable. Now, a quick one on the UND token utility. The staking module is set to go live very soon, and a bit of alpha from a recent AMA recap here. The alpha is that longer term stakers within this module will get higher multipliers, which will mean, of course, higher APYs. And so with the successful rollout of the margin DEX, new trading competitions that are coming, referral schemes, and the mobile app to be released, as we would expect trading volumes to start to pick up, there's going to be fees that will accrue to UND stakers. So there will be a choice for token holders whether they want to long-term stake or maybe shorter-term stake, and be rewarded appropriately for that choice. So in another win for Unstoppable, they received their official VASP license, Virtual Asset Service Provider license. This means that they are now a regulated entity licensed under EU jurisdiction. This gives it a lot of clarity when it comes to regulation, and something not a lot of DeFi protocols can actually boast. So this now aligns them with the upcoming MiCA rules in the EU, and as a result lays a very solid foundation here. So what they're suggesting is this is going to mean enhanced partnerships for them, getting the Unstoppable bridge, that link between TradFi and crypto. It's going to help that get across the line. It's also likely to mean additional market expansion opportunities off the back of this, and it means a lot more trust coming to the protocol as well. So when we think about a wider global audience and trust from TradFi, they're ticking a lot of boxes here, and this can bring about the seamless on and off ramp, that bridging experience. This will then also mean the addition of things such as currencies. So the Forex markets can be brought in to the DEXs. Imagine margin trading Forex within Unstoppable, pretty damn cool. Real world assets could also be brought on-chain, and even banking services given to users as well, which sets things up for this Apple Pay and Google Pay integrations on top. So easy ways to onboard and spend fiat with crypto. And I think what's best about this is the fact that they're not going to have to rely on any third-party services. So this means everything being done in-house, the team taking meticulous care with everything that they do, and you're not having a third party who could be responsible for your failure. All access can be done via their own rails. So major milestone here. So we have the Unstoppable wallet tier bringing everything you've just seen together. So spot trading, margin trading, all within a simple account abstraction smart wallet. So you would download this app, which will be available on iOS and Android in the future. Currently, this is on early release, but do give this a go. We'll try and leave details down below for this, but this is going to really improve the crypto user experience overall, and also onboards a host of people who do not have PCs. We know a lot of the world is mobile first and mobile only, and so this is going to open up Unstoppable to a whole host of new market participants. With this account abstraction they're going to have, it won't require an externally owned account. The private keys will be secured by the device itself. So this is going to be more akin to a Web2 user experience, which is going to obviously onboard and help onboard people a lot more simpler without major road bumps in the way. Using the hardware of your own device as a backup also will make it very secure. And you just simply will be creating a username, a password or PIN, and using your biometrics in order to access this. As we mentioned with their new license, they're hoping to have Apple Pay and Google Pay integrated within this very soon indeed. I believe all within Q3. We'll just check out the roadmap in a second. And of course, they will have the Earn tab embedded in this as well. So even if you don't want to be punting crypto, you can still earn maybe your local fiat, yen, euro, whatever it may be, with those banking licenses sorted. So this is going to open up a whole host of opportunities for this application. It will also have social recovery techniques as well, which I think is very important and something people should be considering when using a device like this. And overall, the fact that you could use this on the go from your mobile, it's just going to open up the potential user base of Unstoppable to many millions of people. So let's look at the roadmap. We did mention earlier, real world assets and Forex will be coming. And this, of course, is a pinnacle piece that is going to be allowed via having that VASP license, which many companies do not have. So I think this kind of future-proofs it quite a bit, and the fact that this has regulatory clarity in the EU. You can see from the roadmap here, launched decentralized trading engine. So this was the spot DEX, and now margin added on top. So in the previous video, end of last summer, we went through spots, but now we have margin on top. And we've seen how that will work using borrowed funds from the LPs. Early access for mobile trading is now being rolled out. And so if you want to give that a go, check out information below and we'll see if we can get you sorted with these guys. Then point 3, as per what we saw with their bridge and with their licenses, they're going to be able to allow for the trading of a great range of cryptos, tokenized assets, currencies, and commodities as well. And if you can then onboard these various, say, commodities or different fiat currencies, euros, gold, whatever it may be, they can also then implement and earn on top of that as well, using that real yield from margin trading. Then it looks like the cherry on the top will be self-repaying credit cards, as you'll be able to earn interest on your assets and pay off any debts that you create by spending using their own card. So some very interesting integrations and steps coming. You can actually see the full live roadmap on here, which is pretty cool. Shows you kind of behind the scenes how much progress everything has. And as you can see, a lot of these launch dates for, say, the bridge, bringing in these RWAs, bringing in debit cards, credit cards, Q3 2024, the wallet live Q2 to Q3, Apple Pay, Google Pay, on and off ramp integrations. Sounds pretty damn cool. So lots of cool new innovative features here and a lot of updates in terms of the path forward for Unstoppable becoming a lot more clearer and more well regulated. So this is part 2. I'm sure there will be a part 3 to this series as well as we see even more of these features come online. But for now, hope you enjoyed this one. Give it a test for yourself. Check out the early access info also, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.